All right, so for you guys that are remote learners, this is making responsible decisions and setting goals, okay? So we are gonna get into some quick goal setting. We're not gonna spend a lot of time on that, called SMART goals. You have your short-term goals and your what? Long-term goals, okay? So, but before we do that, you start making decisions, okay? So we're gonna talk about the decision-making process. Last week, I think it was Friday, or yeah, was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. You guys watched the video, and it was called what? Anybody remember? Huh? It was decide. Remember, decide the progress, and he had to decide what kind of decision what he was going to make. He had different ultimatums. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Do I get help? Do I ask somebody? And then you think about the consequences and whether I should actually do this or not. So that was decide that goes along with what we're going to teach right here. So it says when you make decisions or set goals, you are exercising power over how healthy, happy, and productive you can be, okay? You have to know how to make good choices or good decisions, okay? So let's just get through this. And this is what you're gonna see again and again. It'll be a different kind of testing because kids are at home so they can look at their notes as well. All right, so here we go. Decision-making process, what is it? The skills. They are steps that enable you to make helpful decisions, okay? Often you should seek advice or feedback from those with more experience, okay? If you're not sure about something and you got a really important decision to make or there's something you want to figure out in life, ask somebody for help. Talk to somebody that knows more than you know, okay? And then there are people that might even come to you and ask you for help, okay? Jackson, I'm going to ask that you open your eyes, please. All right? Or we can sit up or we can stand up if we're sleepy. So, doing so can strengthen your bonds and your values. So very specific things here. They're very specific steps that we used to have memorized and take them on a test and all that stuff. We don't have to do it this year, but I will cover it, okay? So the first thing is state the situation, okay? What do you have going on? What is it that you're trying to figure out? What decision are you trying to make, okay? Is it a decision about joining a team, playing a sport, maybe going someplace, doing something with your family? Maybe there's a big opportunity in front of you and you don't really know whether it's a good decision or not to do it, okay? So you have to state the situation. Okay, what are your options? What options do you have? You know, when we talk about options, we always say weigh your options. Okay, should I do this or should I do that? Okay, list the possible options, list the options that you have and how they're going to affect you. Okay, the next one is weigh the possible outcomes. Well, what happens if I make this decision? Okay, what are going to be the consequences if I decide to do this? Okay. Just say that your parents are going out of town, all right? Let's just say your parents are going out of town, okay? And you have your driver's permit, but you don't have your driver's license, okay? You have a driver's permit, but you don't have a driver's license, okay? You drove the car many times before, and your mom was in there, your dad, whoever. And then you have to make a decision. Your friends are coming over, they say, hey, Steven, let's go drive over to Kevin's house, okay? Your parents aren't home, they're not gonna know about it. At that point, you have a situation, right? So this can be based on positive or negative things, okay? You have to decide what you're going to do, okay? Are you gonna move out the peer pressure of your friends saying, hey, let's go over to Steven's house because your parents aren't home and the car's there, you know, you drive all the time? It's just around the corner, it's not very far. You know, let's just go there so we can hang out, then we can come back and your parents won't even know you used the car. You've got your permit, it's safe, okay? So what are the options that you have here? You can either decide to do what? Say a little bit louder. You can decide to say, no, we're gonna walk, we're gonna ride our bikes, or, okay, man, we'll take the car just this one time, okay? Or you can just say, no, we're not going. You have those options, okay? Then you have to weigh the possible outcomes. Okay, when you weigh the outcomes, there are steps that you have to take. Okay, so whenever you're making an important decision, the first one says, is it healthful? Okay, what health risks will this present? Well, if you take the car and your parents aren't home, are there any health risks there? Think about it. What could be a possible health risk? Somebody.
In an accident.
You could get into an accident, yes. You could get into an accident. Okay, you could hit somebody could hit you, okay? Something might happen while you're driving, so you can have an accident. It says, what health risks does it present? Okay. Is it ethical? Does this choice reflect what you and your family believe to do is right? Okay. So if you're not there, do they normally let you drive? Is it the right thing to do? Are you sneaking the vehicle out? And these are just examples. Okay. So is it ethical? Okay. Would your parents be upset with you if you took the car while they weren't there? Especially if they're trusting you not to do something, right? They left the keys, so obviously they want you to drive, right? Possibly. Okay, so is it ethical? Is it helpful? How's it going to affect your health or somebody else's health? Is it ethical? Is it the right thing to do? Okay, the next one says, is it legal? Does this option violate any laws? Does that violate laws?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely, because you're supposed to drive with an adult in the car if you have your driver's permit, okay? So that does violate the law. Doesn't mean you're going to get what though? Doesn't mean you're going to get caught. Okay? Just think about it. You might not get caught, right? Okay. So, the next one is P, parent approval. Kind of goes with that other one, with the ethics. Would your parents approve of it? Would they say, okay, this is okay, go ahead and drive to Stephen's house, we don't mind. Okay? Did your parents approve of it? These are the things you have to ask yourself. And it's an acronym. HELP. Is it helpful? Is it ethical? Is it legal? And would your parents approve? Those are the kind of things you have to ask yourself, okay, when you're about to make a decision, okay, whether it's a decision about life or something about doing something, you have to think about those things first. All right, number 4, consider values, okay? How's it going to affect my life? Is it a good thing? Is it going to add to my life? Is it adding value to my life or somebody else's? Or is it going to be harmful, okay? There's no benefit of doing this. Well, the benefit is that you get to go hang out with who? Go hang out with your friend. That's a benefit, right? Yeah. But if you're not doing it the right way, by taking the right route to get there, then it could be a problem as well. Okay, once you consider those things, number 5 is you make a decision, okay, you decide what you're gonna do, and then you do it, you act on it, okay? Either you're going to take the car, you and your friend, and go to Stephen's house, or you're gonna say, no, this is not a good idea, let's get somebody to come and get us and take us there, or let's ride our bikes or walk. Okay? Once you've done that, you always, at the end, you always evaluate the decision that you made, okay? Did I make the right choice? Okay, were there consequences? Well, once you've done something, there's always gonna be a positive or negative consequence, right? So in this case, if he doesn't get caught, he goes to Stephen's house and they hang out, they chill, he comes back, he parks the car, his parents never find out. But was it the right thing to do? Really, it's not the right thing to do. So you have to evaluate the decision that you made, because really you just broke the trust of your parents even though they don't know it. And then maybe down the road somewhere, a week or 2 later, maybe somebody gets in the car and they notice that the mileage was different, okay? Were you in the car? Did you take the car? Did you drive the car when we were gone? And you just broke that what? You just broke the trust, okay? So these are just examples when we're talking about the decision-making process, okay? The HELP acronym, H-E-L-P. Is it helpful? Is it ethical? Is it legal? Will your parents approve? Consider, is it adding value to your life or someone else? You make a decision, okay? You act on it, and then you always weigh the consequences. Evaluate the decision and see whether it was a positive or a good decision that you made, okay? Or whether you messed up, man, I messed up. Okay, that wasn't a good choice. I shouldn't have done that. So that's the process. And you'll see this stuff again, so. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. You guys are like super excited. Woohoo. Yes, sir, you may. All right, so setting personal health goals. I kind of watched the time. I know we used up a little bit of time early. So then we get right into goal setting, okay? I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to go over SMART goals. We're going to wrap that up with a video, and then we'll be done. Okay, so question. What's the first one? It says, what do you want to do with your life? How many of you know as an 8th grader, you've got something set that you want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 of you. Maybe 5. How many of you are like this? You kind of have an idea, but you're not sure. Kind of, Molly, yeah? 2, yes, okay. All right, so what do you want to do with your life, okay? What kind of careers are you interested in? How many of you have something that you're really interested in? Okay, a couple of you, few of you, good. All right, then it says having a goal helps you focus your energy and your efforts on that specific thing. So in team leadership, we're talking about kind of something that goes in hand with what we're doing in here. We're talking about how bad do you want it, okay? What are you willing to do? We're talking about the WIT factor. You'll learn that in team leadership, whatever it takes, okay? So when you're setting a goal, first of all, you have to know what you want, okay? You have to decide, decision-making process, you gotta decide, okay, this is what I'm desiring to do, okay? This is the goal that I've created, but how do you create a goal? Because we can have goals that are way outlandish and we can never reach them. You have to make sensible goals, okay? So, goal, something that you aim for that takes planning and work, okay? It can build self-confidence, it can increase your self-esteem, and it can improve your overall health depending on what it is, okay? Goal setting is important. How many of you have ever set a goal and you reached it? You set a goal and you reached that goal. Good. Most of you. It's good to set, even if you set a goal to make your, okay, this week I'm gonna set a goal that I'm gonna get up and make my bed every day, okay? Maybe you don't make your bed, just something simple, okay? This week I'm gonna make my bed every day, okay? I'm gonna set a goal that I am going to help my parents, help my parents do the dishes, load the dishwasher and unload it. Maybe don't do that. Maybe you set a goal for something like that. Maybe it's grades, maybe it's fitness, okay? Maybe it's your instrument. It could be anything, okay? Maybe it's saving money. Okay, maybe you're gonna cut 5 lawns every Saturday so that you can raise money, okay, for something. All right, gotta think about goals. And maybe you have long-term goals, okay? The ones I just named are short-term. So you have short-term and you have long-term, okay? So a short-term goal, a goal that you can reach in a shorter period of time. You can set a goal just for the day, okay? For the week or for the month, okay? Those are short-term goals, all right? Long-term goals are goals that you can plan and reach over an extended period of time. Does that make sense? Okay, short-term and long-term, okay? Let's continue. This is not a lot. Okay. So, all right, achieving your goals. To achieve your goals, you have to create a what? What's it say? Look at the screen.
Action plan.
You gotta create an action plan, okay? Action plan, okay? What's an action plan? Somebody read it. Good. If you have a goal, you have got to have a strategy. You have to have a way that you're going to reach that goal, right? You just can't say, oh, I have a goal, and then you don't figure out how you're going to do it. You got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy. That's where that SMART goal thing comes into place, okay? So let's look at it. Set specific keyword in there. Realistic goals, okay? You can't say, okay, next week I'm going to go to the moon, okay? That's just, is that realistic? It's not. It's silly, okay? You just know you can't do that, all right? You're not an astronaut. Maybe you want to be an astronaut. Mm-hmm. So set specific, realistic goals, and then do what? What's that key right there? Write it down. A goal is not a goal that's not written down, okay? Write the goal down. You got to be able to see it. You got to put it in front of you. Hey, write it down. List the steps you're going to take to reach that goal, okay? So how am I going to reach the goal that I've set? All right, if you're not sure, you identify sources of help and support. When you get other people that know about what you've done, or not what you've done, people that know what you want to do, or they've already done it before, okay, and you're striving to do it. So you get people that can help you. I keep pulling at my mask now. Okay, set a reasonable time frame to reach your goal, okay? Evaluate your progress by establishing checkpoints, okay? Checkpoints. So at this point, I want to be here in 1 week. This is what I want to do. In 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and maybe 3 months, okay? Something as simple as maybe getting better at push-ups, okay? I always relate things to fitness. Getting better at your push-ups. Let's say Coach Harris wants to be able to do 60 push-ups within the next 4 months, okay? So I'm going to start a goal of maybe doing, I can say, okay, Coach Harris can do about 35 now, okay? And I'm just going to start working on adding so many a day, okay? Until I work my way up to what?
60.
To 60, yeah, to 60, okay? All right, it says evaluate your progress by establishing checkpoints and then reward yourself for your achievement, okay? I think in my mind, when it says reward yourself, I think the reward is that when you reach your goal, that is your what? That is your reward. I mean, you can reward yourself with something else, but in my mind, if I reach the goal, it's like, yes, I did it. That is my reward because I accomplished what I set forth to do. Okay? Okay. That was pretty simple, wasn't it? Yeah. All right. Let me push pause. Okay. Push pause. I'll be back.